Hello and welcome back to Bookboy Custom. My name is Alex and today we're going to talk about the atrocities that I did to my Miata this time. Pretty sure a lot of you can agree that I am spiraling in my mods and going cheap and all that stuff in the Miata, but this time there is some reasoning for it. I am a tall guy. I know you guys probably can't see from the camera, but last time I was recording I was 6'1". I'm actually taller than the measuring tool they use to measure height at my doctor's office, so they just asked what my height is. Am I ever going to actually check? I don't know. Probably not. Me and my 6'2" self have been driving this Miata for 4 years. I get it all the time.
You're too tall for this car. You're too tall for this car. You're too big for this car.
So one basic mod that you can do as a tall person who loves their Miata is a steering wheel. The Miata specifically does not have a tilting steering wheel. So the position that the steering wheel is in is the position of the steering wheel. You cannot really change that. One thing you can do is make the steering wheel a little bit smaller, and you could also bring it a little bit closer to you. Bringing the steering wheel closer to you will actually give you some leg room. So that way, if you are doing some serious track stuff, you need a heel toe, or you just want some extra leg room to move your legs around, you can do that. Of course, me being the broke boy that I am, I didn't want to spend more than $300 on this whole setup. In all actuality, I probably could have gotten away with about $200 to $250 for spending on this. I ended up getting close to $300 because I got a quick release. Basically, all you're really going to need is an adapter to make the steering wheel fit your car, the steering wheel itself, and if you want the quick release, you can do that. I got my stuff off of Amazon because I'm cheap as hell. Now, you don't want to spend nothing less than like $120 on a steering wheel from Amazon. If you do, you're probably going to get like a golf cart steering wheel. They're not sturdy and they're just not going to hold up. And you're like me, you're not running power steering, you're going to break it real fast. Try to find yourself a brand that you like. NRG is one of those brands where they make very good quality stuff and they tend to be a little bit on the more affordable side. Go on the website, you'll actually find their diameter and their offset specs, but Amazon only gave me the basic dimensions, all in imperial measurements. I was able to kind of figure it out, but just in case, I got the quick connect. Now, another reason why I'm doing this mod is because my steering wheel is just absolutely atrocious, peeling a lot. It does not look good, and frankly, that airbag light's coming on and off whenever it feels like. That airbag is not doing me any favors. So removing the old steering wheel is very easy. Highly recommend you unplug the battery and wait like 10 or so minutes. There are stories out there of airbags deploying and hurting the person removing it, and when you take it off, make sure if you're going to put it on the passenger seat, you put it with the airbag that you see on the steering wheel facing down. There are also stories of static electricity making the airbags deploy. Removal is very simple. 4 nuts, 2 in the top, 2 in the bottom, size 10mm socket for me. There was some retaining string and a couple of connectors. Now the connector with the 2 wires on it, that is for your airbag. The connector with the 1 single wire is for your horn. To get the steering wheel off, there's a size 21mm nut on it. The steering wheel is going to be pretty firmly on there. For me, with Japanese cars, I've had a lot of luck with simply, I put both my hands on the wheel and I kind of give it opposing push and pulls with my left and right hands, and then I'll kind of go around in different angles of it and just try to get it to kind of teeter-totter a little bit. And you want to do that until you start feeling the wheel start to move. Make sure your wheel's straight when you pull it out, so you can get some kind of baseline for how straight your wheel is going to be. And you want to make sure you do not have the clock spring spin. If that turns too many times in either direction, it can actually ruin it and you will lose your horn and your airbag light will stay on permanently. At this point, you get your adapter on the Miata. There are 2 dowel pins for the clock spring. You want to make sure those line up right. Once you get that on, either you bolt on your quick connect or you bolt on your steering wheel. I ended up putting the quick connect on just to see how it was. With the offset of the steering wheel that I got, it was way too close to me. I decided to try living with it for a week and I just hated it. I could not reach my turn signal, my wipers at all. I ended up going back the next week and removing the quick connect. Quick connects also give you the added benefit of a little bit more security. Old 90s Japanese cars are fairly easy to steal, and having to bring a signal with you will kind of flaunt a lot of those thefts. But there's one more thing you have to take off in and out every single day, and after a week of it, I was starting to get tired of it. The novelty kind of wore off, and I bolted it on, and it was the perfect distance for me. It was just a little bit farther up, and the wheel was a little bit smaller. I have plenty of room to move my legs over. It's just right distance where I have a good V shape when I'm sitting straight and holding the wheel. Now for the horn setup on this, the Miata only supplies one wire. So this wire, when it touches ground, it activates the horn. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna run that one wire to one side of the horn button, and the other side you're gonna ground. Now there are some adapters and stuff that you can get to make this work. The simplest way for me was just to take a wire. I stripped out about an inch off of the wire. I wrapped it around the back side of the nut, and I tightened it onto the nut. Every piece of non-painted metal on a car is grounded. It worked out just fine. You can even touch the two wires real quick to see if the horn works. And at this point, you can put a resistor between the two wires of the airbag, trick the module into thinking the airbag is still there. My module has some kind of fault going on with it. I don't care to fix it. The light goes on and off sometimes. It doesn't bother me that much. So once you get it all together, take it for a drive, see how you like it. Your steering wheel is most likely going to be a little bit off. You can fix that by getting a wheel alignment. In the future, I do plan on taking this off again just to kind of make it look a little bit better. Current adapter setup it has right now, you can still see all the writing on the clock spring. I don't really like it that much, but one day I'm going to go through the whole interior and just upgrade the car. But in the meantime, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, stay broke, they be creeping.